The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand on iTunes and on YouTube and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with me or not. There's a story in there today about Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's trip to the Middle East, and boy, oh boy, are there diverse points of view that have been generated by that posting. You're more than welcome and encouraged to add your comments as well. Thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio. We're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Well, they're still fighting in Washington over the economic stimulus money. Some are saying there's too much pork in it. And across the country, the debate rages over whether that money would be better spent by giving it directly to the people. So I have two questions for you to answer in this segment of News Talk Online on Paltalk.com. Pay attention, there's going to be a test. One, if you were in charge, how would you spend the money? And two, if the money came to you directly for your own personal use, or a portion of it, what would you do with it? This is your chance to fantasize in a G-rated setting and tell us how you'd stimulate the economy if you were given the chance. So we're going to get right to your calls. Our first caller is Jeff in Oregon. Jeff, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Hey, Gary, to answer your first question, I would save it. Then I would keep the money so the country don't go broke like they were saying. Remember, Gary? That was a while ago, remember? And Gary, I don't know if they told you I won 2 gold in the Special Olympics medals.
I heard about that, and I didn't get a chance to congratulate you, and I want to, on behalf of Paltalk and the News Talk Online audience, congratulate you, Jeff. 2 gold medals as a Special Olympian. That's fantastic. And, you know, Jeff, you make a lot of sense there. I think that's the problem. If we gave the money directly to the people, I don't think it would particularly stimulate the economy because people are afraid to go out there and spend it maybe. So they would put it in their pockets, put it in their mattresses, put it in their cookie jars and put it up on the shelf. It's a very good point, Jeff. And I don't think you're alone in believing that they ought not to be spending the stimulus money. I happen to be hopeful that the president is right and that the economic philosophy that he is following will work and that what's happening is that they are seeding the economy. But I'm a little concerned about how is he going to do that and retire half of the deficit that this country faces in 4 years and prosecute wars in Iraq and in Afghanistan and Pakistan. So excellent points all around. Thank you for that. The question is, what would you do if you were in control of the money and the stimulus money, and if you were given a chunk of that money for your own use as opposed to the way the plan is today to send it out to state and local governments to farm out to projects? What would you do with that money? Would you hold on to it like Jeff would, or would you go out and spend it, which is what they want you to do? Forrest in Northern California. Forrest, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Hi. I'm 20 years old, so bear with me with these questions. I might not be intelligent answers, but they're idea of what a 20-year-old would buy with that money. For the people, I'd buy everybody a house, I'd buy them some bonds for the bank, and I'd buy them some bling, like some necklaces and stuff. And then for myself, I'd buy a house, some bling, an Escalade, some TVs, electronics, some bonds, and some clothes. And yeah, I just want to say congratulations to the Olympic guy. I forgot his name, but yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah, that would be Jeff, our Special Olympian, who is a regular here on News Talk Online on Paltalk.com. Well, Forrest, how much money are you expecting us to give you? I mean, if we give you enough for an Escalade and a house for your family and a house for your friends and a house for you, there's nothing left for Boaz and for me. So that's no good. But, you know, that's the kind of answer that they would like to hear if they were to give the money directly to the people, that folks would go out and buy houses, because that's where all this started, when the mortgage system stalled. It'd be great if people would go out and buy houses. I heard today that in Cleveland, Ohio, there are 10,000 to 15,000 abandoned houses. People walked away from their houses since this all started. Can you imagine 15,000 houses abandoned in Cleveland, Ohio? Just horrible. Cassandra, in the United Kingdom, where I believe there is a stimulus package that mirrors ours a little bit, and I know that your prime minister is in Washington, D.C., talking to our Congress, a joint session of Congress today. Yesterday he met with the President of the United States, and this New Deal kind of economic stimulus package that the President is pushing here in the United States, I guess Gordon Brown is joining hands with Barack Obama and saying we need to spread this around the world. Cassandra, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Yes, he certainly is. I think he got 17 standing ovations in the a joint session of the Congress and Senate. So, you know.
Much better than he ever gets in the well of the House of the Commons, or is it the House of the Lords where they have the questions session that I love watching on CNET. The only time they stand there is to challenge him. You know, the right minister from Westminster? Yes, Mr. Prime Minister, you're full of hooey, right? That's the only time they stand for him there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like watching a kid's show, watching them in the House of Commons sometime, you know, and then they'll shout order, order, order. But you know, I would if I were in charge of the stimulus package, I think I'd be. I don't think there's the need to borrow so much money or to spend so much money. I think you could do it far more parsimoniously than Gordon Brown is. I'd reduce the business taxation, which in this country is incredibly high, and that would stimulate business interests. I'd reduce the VAT so that people were able to purchase more, and corporations could purchase more, and hopefully this and a reduction in the national